This video is brought to you by Ground News. More from them in a bit. Okay, so in the year 1965, BBC's Tomorrow's World tried to predict what life would be like in 20 years. And roughly 20 years later, the same show decided to revisit those predictions, make fun of them for how wrong they were, and then make their own set of predictions for the future, hoping that in 20 more years people would revisit that show and judge them accordingly. Now, I'm a bit late to the party, but I want to do just that. Yes, I'll be revisiting a show about predictions that was revisiting a show about predictions. Very cool, very fun stuff. Try to keep in mind that a lot of this was lighthearted. Don't take it too seriously. It's just fun to take a look back at this kind of stuff. And it's fun to look back at people looking back at this kind of stuff. But before we get into all of that, cow. Wow. Ground News takes a bunch of websites, a bunch of stories, and compiles them into one easy-to-access place. It's independently run, mostly funded by subscribers, and a lot of people are subscribing because it's good. It is good. It is, at a glance, you can see the political leaning of an organization, who owns that organization, and what stories either side of the political spectrum conveniently decided to avoid talking about. If you don't care about politics, they got other stories too. Like, hey, look at this. OpenAI made a huge leap towards AGI. Ooh, that'd be bad. I mean, wow. Now, some news sites feel the need to tell you, hey, this could threaten humanity.
That's to stoke your fears.
But a few others are more measured in their response. There's different motivations for every headline, and the idea that these robots will one day judge us for our sins is only part of the equation. I like Ground News because media bias is one of those things that I consider a plague on humanity. Right now, Ground News is having its biggest sale of the year. You can get 40% off their Vantage subscription, which gives you unlimited access for just $5 a month, or you can try out their Pro plan for less than $1 a month through my link at ground.news/husk. Link is in the description. I used the Vantage subscription service. I think it's worth it. I think Ground News is worth it. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it.
Tomorrow's girl. What will future science and technology do for her? Or perhaps more to the point, what will she do with future science and technology?
So, in the future year of 1980-something, women will not have hair. That's the prediction. They won't have hair. Women, they will be bald. All of them. And they will wear wigs because reasons. They don't explain it, but I assume it's because it's faster. You don't have to do your hair. I guess that's nice. I don't have hair. It's pretty nice.
Just a quick wipe with the damp cloth and your head's as good as new.
The next prediction is shirts. In the future, they will be made out of paper. So I know that Japanese kamiko clothes made out of washi paper were historically a thing that dated back many centuries, but this is not that. This isn't like some fancy durable clothes made from natural fibers and stuff. This is just paper, literal, actual paper. Paper that you can write on, paper that they recommend you write on in the prediction so you can keep track of your phone numbers. These are disposable clothes. You can just wear a new set every single day. Don't need to do the laundry because it's made out of paper. All other clothes in this future are made out of plastic, which sounds weird, but it's actually not. Plastic didn't exactly mean the same thing in the 60s that you might think of today. Back then, it was kind of a catch-all for any synthetic material, so nylon, polyester, all of that stuff, which people do wear today, so they were right. However, this all starts to fall apart when they introduce the transparent pockets. Why would you need this? What possible benefit would there be to having transparent pockets? The earrings of the future are not just for style, they also function as transistor radios. That's right, in one ear you can listen to the big game, and the other catch up on Perry Mason. Yeah, that's Tomorrow's Girl, 1965. And jump cut to the future year of 1987. That's right, the same show is going to critique the predictions of their show 20 years earlier, see what they got right, what they got wrong, and yeah, they got a lot wrong. Turns out, paper clothes became quite trendy after this initial broadcast. Not because of this broadcast, but just they became trendy. It was primarily a gimmick, a marketing trend created by Scott Paper Company at first. They were like disposable dresses that were given away for free with any purchase of paper towels. I hate to say it was just a hippie thing, but it was just a hippie thing. This fad didn't gain that much traction though, because as it turns out, paper is not the best material to make clothes out of. Paper is easy to rip. Paper is not that comfortable to wear, and it doesn't hold up too well in the rain or if you sweat, for obvious reasons. Those reasons being it's paper. It's just paper. Tomorrow's World from 1987 goes on to discuss how funny it was that they predicted that people would have radios in their ears. Instead, what people would use in the 80s would be these futuristic tape decks. What was once massive, big ol' thingies you could now fit in your pockets. Amazing. Computers, they used to be big ol' thingy. But after the microchip got invented, wow, now that you got computers on your hands, on your watch. That's a computer right there. Doesn't do that much, but it's a technically it computes something. Finally, they discuss the idea of plastics, those synthetic materials, which did catch on. I guess early synthetic clothes were not that comfortable. They looked really weird and sleek and kind of just weird. But newer materials were becoming softer and fluffier, which they are today, and we use them all the time. So then, the 1987 crew takes their own attempt at predicting what people will wear 20 years in the future. Now it's all, again, in good fun. They know that whatever predictions they make are going to be very wrong, so they have a little bit of fun with it. This is what they imagine the average man will look like in the year 2007. And yeah, that's pretty spot on. If you told me this guy was from 2007, I wouldn't doubt it. So I know this looks like a normal suit because, as far as I can tell, it is a normal suit, except that it's thermosensitive. They don't really explain too much of what that means here. It kind of sounds like a fancy word for it's well insulated. Keeps you warm when it's cold, keeps you cold when it's warm. But that's really boring. That is actually very boring. I don't care. Today we got clothes that change color in different temperatures. Nobody really seems to use them because what's the point? In his pocket, he has a few smart cards. Now, I don't know what they do. He doesn't say what they do, but they are smart. That's got to count for something. I don't know if we really had smart cards in 2007. Like, your debit card might have a chip reader today. 2007, though, maybe some cards to unlock hotel doors. Those are cool. Those were pretty smart. The problem is, who would want to carry around a dozen or so smart cards? If they're so smart, why not just have the one? Even still, though, I don't think too many people had holographic pictures made of their families. I can't blame this guy for having actual pictures instead of just using his phone to store all of this, because again, it's only 2007. But what I do find a little bit strange is the fact that he keeps all these pictures and smart cards in his pockets without a wallet. So in the future, we will not have keys. Instead, everything will be unlocked using fingerprint scanners. Oh, wow, that's actually true. I mean, some people have keys. I have a few keys, but for the most part, you could use fingerprints for everything if you really wanted to. But wait, if they have the fingerprint scanners, why do they need the smart cards? Okay, the next prediction is just bad. People will have biosensors placed under their tongue, and these sensors can use saliva to detect illnesses. And if you get sick, it will change the color of your tie. I think they're messing with me. I don't think this is a genuine prediction. I think they're just messing with me because this is the worst prediction I've ever heard. Ever. What possible benefit is there to turning your tie green to represent when you've gained a new ailment? Like, oh boy, Jim from accounting's tie turned green today. Guess he's about to kick the bucket. Why not just alert you, on your smartwatch? They can take video calls, they connect to every computer, and you get all your information on your wrist. Which, to be fair, we have those. We have smartwatches, but they didn't really have that in 2007. Not exactly. Next, he's whipping out his briefcase, and guess what? In the future, you won't need to go to that office printer anymore. No, because you'll have your own printer in your briefcase. Look at it go. Portable printers are a thing today, and they have been for a while. The technology to make all this happen definitely existed in 2007. By 2007, paper wasn't dead yet. People were still using it, for school, for work. I used it all the time. I still use it all the time, mostly for my clothes. And then he shows us what we're all here for. The visor. Geordie LaForge's LaVisor. But to my surprise, this is not a VR headset. No, it's actually a 3D TV, and the difference is very important. A VR headset recognizes movement. A 3D TV strapped to your face does not. And those were a thing. You could buy one, and people did, but it didn't really take off because it's just a 3D TV strapped to your face. It's kind of weird to wear a giant pair of these glasses out in public, you know? They say you could wear it while on public transportation, but I feel like it'd make you a little bit nervous being blinded to the outside world. For all I know, some guy could be coming up, sneaking up behind me, trying to steal my wallet from my transparent pockets. Now, there's also the issue of motion sickness. Unlike VR, if you move your head, the image in this screen does not move with it, because it's just a TV taped to your...
Well, we take full responsibility for our predictions, so someone will be back in 20 years' time to analyse just what happened to tomorrow's person.
And I'd say you did pretty good. What we got? We had the smart cards, a little bit of miss there. Fingerprints, that's good. Suits, not really sure what you're talking about. Stupid glasses, we always have stupid glasses, that's good, that's good. Portable printer, I'm on board. Smartwatch, I don't even know what you're trying to show me here. Huge thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video again. Make sure you check out that link in the description to get 40% off the Vantage plan.